Number 9. Amazon delivery gone dirty. In January 2023, a story went viral on TikTok with over 8 million views about an Amazon delivery worker named Charles who had an extremely strange experience while on the job. In a series of 3 videos on TikTok under the title A Shitty Situation, Charles shared how he fell into a septic tank while trying to make a delivery. In the first video, Charles explains that as he was carrying out his delivery, he stepped near a hole in the ground that suddenly collapsed under him, leaving him trapped about 6 feet underground. Struggling to get out and surrounded by dirt, he called dispatch for help, describing the situation from his unexpected dirt-covered pit. The next video updated viewers on the progress. Charles shared that the fire department was on its way to help him, but he was still stuck in the tank filled with murky grey waste. He strangely commented that he did not want to meet his end in such a situation, which was more hazardous than it might seem. Falling into a septic tank exposes people to potential pathogens and chemicals that can be harmful. The United States Environmental Protection Agency highlights the risks of contamination from pathogens like E. coli in these scenarios. The series concluded with Charles sharing the aftermath. He said that despite his unpleasant experience, he still had around 100 deliveries left on his route. To viewers' surprise, he revealed that Amazon had asked him to complete his route even after the incident. Amazon had sent someone to take 50 packages off his hands, but Charles still had to finish the rest. Ultimately, Charles was rescued by the fire department, who used a ladder to extract him from the hole. The situation was deemed dangerous by the fire chief. After being saved, he quickly showered, changed his clothes, and managed to complete his deliveries. In the comments section, viewers were genuinely concerned for Charles. Some wanted him to get medical attention to ensure he did not contract any diseases from the waste exposure. Others encouraged him to file a workers' compensation claim, given the nature of his unfortunate incident. There are no more updates on the situation, but it's safe to say that Charles made it out perfectly healthy. Number 8. A senseless murder. At around 6:30 p.m. on April 19, 2023, a 59-year-old Uber Eats driver died during a delivery. Randall Cook's life was cut short when he was killed by 30-year-old MS-13 gang member Oscar Solis Jr. while completing his final food delivery in Florida. In a heartfelt interview with WFTS, Cook's stepdaughter Melanie DeZoba shared that he was always happy and always wanted to bring joy into others' lives. Melanie recounted how Cook met her mother in 2012 and their bond led to a marriage in 2020. She expressed how their relationship was the kind anyone would hope for, with an unbreakable connection that made them feel like soulmates. In a testament to their relationship, Melanie played a voicemail on her phone from Cook, where he expressed his love and unwavering support. Cook's other stepdaughter, Brittany DeZoba, tearfully shared that Cook had relocated to Pasco from Seminole County to fulfill the family's aspirations of living near the coast. He did whatever it took to provide for them. The circumstances of Cook's tragic murder have confused his loved ones. Solis, who had affiliations with the MS-13 gang in Indiana, had an extensive criminal record, including resisting arrest and stabbing a fellow inmate in prison. Despite his criminal history, he was released and sent to Florida in January. The community helped Cook's family as much as they could, with a GoFundMe page helping with expenses. Authorities are still working to uncover the motive for Cook's murder. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office is conducting a thorough investigation, looking through evidence such as blood found at various locations within the house, surveillance video footage, and Cook's belongings. Solis worked as a security guard at a strip club, adding a complex layer to the case. The evidence collected provides insight into the tragic events that unfolded, including Cook's last food delivery and the subsequent actions of the assailant. As of now, Solis is facing the death penalty in the first-degree murder case. Can you guess a possible motive behind the senseless crime? Let us know in the comments and hit subscribe while you're at it. Number 7. The vicious beating. In June 2021, a 21-year-old Amazon delivery driver, Itzel Ramirez, found herself in a violent fight that resulted in the assault of a 67-year-old woman. The incident unfolded in the San Francisco area, where Ramirez confronted the victim over a delayed package delivery. The situation escalated when Ramirez told the woman to check her white privilege after the latter expressed dissatisfaction about the delay. Ramirez was then arrested after a video capturing the assault circulated on social media. In the video, the victim, an unidentified resident from Castro Valley, is seen engaging with the Amazon driver shortly after the packages were dropped off in front of an entrance to the Vista Creek apartments at approximately 6 p.m. on a Thursday. According to Doug Smith, the owner of the apartment complex where the victim lives, she got a notification that her package had been delivered. But upon reaching the lobby to get it, the package was nowhere to be found. The Amazon driver was present nearby. Smith explained that the woman asked about the package's whereabouts, to which Ramirez said it would be there shortly. After waiting for about 15 minutes in the lobby, the victim returned outside and questioned Ramirez again about the delivery status. Smith shared that Ramirez commented on white privilege, leading the woman to respond with a strong remark before turning away. Smith recalled that the victim said something mean, and it was at this point that Ramirez got angrier. She launched into a violent attack, repeatedly striking the woman with punches to her head and upper body, delivering as many as 10 blows. Ramirez later claimed that she was acting in self-defense. Surveillance footage from both external and internal cameras positioned around the building caught the incident. The video shows Ramirez forcefully pushing the woman against the front entrance of the building and continuing to assault her. The victim is seen hunching over, using her hands to protect her head from the blows. As a result of the assault, the victim sustained visible injuries, including a broken nose. Ramirez, still wearing her Amazon vest, appeared in her booking photo alongside representatives from the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. Because of the distress caused by the incident, the victim was not in a position to reveal her identity or provide details about the incident to the media. After her arrest, Ramirez was taken into custody and is being held on bail amounting to $100,000. She is facing charges of elder abuse and battery involving serious bodily injury. Number 6. The corrupted juveniles. On January 27, 2021, 2 teenagers got involved in the tragic killing of an Uber Eats driver in Haltom City. The victim, Ryan Muncie Graham, was fatally stabbed by the 2 culprits trying to rob her while she was making a food delivery to an apartment complex on Northern Cross Boulevard. Graham was striving to create a better life for her family, but she sadly met her end before she could fulfill her dreams. At the time of her death, Graham's children were 11, 10, and 5 years old. The teenagers were just 14 years old when they killed the woman, and both were charged with capital murder for their involvement. The trial for the murder took place early in 2023, when one of the teenagers was revealed as now 17-year-old Zachariah Marshall. Both of the teenagers ended up pleading guilty to the murder. Graham's family believed that Marshall should spend his life in prison for his role in the crime, and expressed bewilderment over the motives behind the incident. In response, Marshall offered a tearful apology, revealing that he had battled with his own emotional struggles during his time in juvenile detention. He shared that he tried to take his own life, but had since found solace in his faith. Marshall admitted to grappling with emotions of pain and anger unrelated to the victim, acknowledging that he had changed as a person since the incident occurred. He spoke about his plans for the future and talked about the belief that he will not remain the same person he was 2 years ago. In closing, Suzanne Muncie, the victim's mother, expressed her satisfaction with Marshall's sentence, as he received a 45-year prison sentence. He chose to accept a plea deal that led to a reduction in his charge from capital murder to murder. He will be eligible for parole after serving 22 years. The other teenager involved in the incident had already pleaded guilty to aggravated robbery the previous year and received a 7-year sentence in the Texas Juvenile Justice Department. Number 5. Road rage murder. On January 3, 2020, a plumber got into a violent road rage confrontation which resulted in the fatal stabbing of a Deliveroo driver. 28-year-old Nathan Smith was found guilty of the murder of 30-year-old Algerian Taqiyuddin Taqi Budhain after evading authorities across Europe for 17 months. The incident began when Smith, driving a white VW Caddy van, and Taqi, who was on a moped, both went for a right turn in Finsbury Park. This led to tension and a heated verbal exchange between the two. As the confrontation escalated, Smith got out of his van on Charteris Road with a knife in hand. His aggressive behavior prompted Taqi to defend himself using his crash helmet. Even when the initial conflict seemed to have ended, Smith refused to let the situation die down. CCTV footage showed that Smith charged toward Taqi, who swung his crash helmet in defense. He swiftly evaded the helmet swing, delivering 2 powerful knife blows in rapid succession to Taqi's upper body. It was during this fight that one of the knife strikes, delivered with significant force, penetrated Taqi's chest, causing a 75mm wound through his heart, which was later confirmed by the autopsy reports. Despite being wounded, Taqi pursued Smith, striking the side of Smith's van with his helmet as the van sped away, but Taqi's injuries proved fatal. Despite medical efforts at the scene, he passed away at 7:42 p.m. After the incident, Smith drove back home without telling the events to his family. He took a flight from Luton Airport to Austria, using his brother's passport and bank card to escape the authorities. During the search at Smith's parents' house, his father showed a video believed to be shot by Smith, featuring scenic views of lakes and mountains, potentially indicating his whereabouts. The investigation led police to recover Smith's van, where bloodstains matching the victim's DNA were discovered. In February 2020, an arrest warrant was issued for Smith after his escape across Europe. He returned to the UK in June 2021, escorted by British officers from Lisbon. Throughout the trial, Smith claimed that he acted in self-defense, asserting that Taqi had attacked him with a screwdriver. He described his intentions as attempting to scare the victim and denied any intent to harm him with a knife. But a jury at the Old Bailey delivered a guilty verdict on the charge of murder. The judge ordered Smith to remain in custody until his sentencing. In August 2022, he was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum sentence of 21 years. Number 4. A pleasant surprise. In February 2021, an icy driveway caused a delivery driver's car to slide, and she was hoping to avoid crashing into a client's house. While Chelsea Timmons managed to avoid colliding with the home, her car crashed a flower bed outside an Austin, Texas residence. Homeowners Doug Condon and Nina Richardson, on observing Timmons' situation, tried to help move her Toyota RAV4 up the driveway, but the car remained stuck. Because of the worsening weather conditions, they offered her to stay inside their home while she waited for a tow truck. Timmons was thankful, but the bad weather lasted for much longer than anyone had anticipated. Over 5 days, Timmons was living with the couple. The state of Texas endured an intense storm that left countless individuals grappling with power outages, lack of water, and severe cold. Timmons, who usually lives 3 hours away in Houston, goes to Austin often due to better earnings from deliveries. On the day of the incident, she picked up a last-minute delivery despite the snow, hoping to return home in time. She described her cautious approach, but all of her efforts failed, and the car kept slipping. She told the couple that she was present with their groceries, but was stuck due to the situation. Doug joined her outside to help dislodge her car from the steep driveway. After multiple efforts, Doug invited her into their home. She continued waiting for updates from the tow truck service, eventually returning to her car to wait. But worsening weather conditions prevented the tow truck's arrival in the area, leaving her stranded. With AAA unable to assist and the storm intensifying, the couple refused to consider the option of Timmons staying in a hotel. As daylight gave way to night, the trio found themselves sharing Valentine's Day dinner, a steak meal that was completely unexpected for Timmons. While living with the couple, Timmons learned that the power had gone out in her Houston apartment. incident. If she managed to return home, she would have faced the same power outage there. As the days passed, Timmins, Doug, and Nina tried to free her car from the icy grip of the driveway. They worked together, using a broom and a spade to clear the path. Whenever Timmins mentioned leaving to secure a hotel room, the couple expressed concern for her well-being. Gradually, their interactions transformed from that of strangers to friends. The couple's dogs, Crosby and Hattie, welcomed Timmins onto her bed, forming a bond. Timmins contributed to meal preparation, joining forces with the couple to create meals. The collaboration involved boiling pasta and coordinating different aspects of the dishes. Throughout their time together, the trio grew close, with Timmins becoming a guest occupying the couple's spare bedroom. Eventually, the weather improved, allowing Timmins to return to her Houston home safely on a sunny day with clear roads. In the middle of the turmoil of the snowstorm and its aftermath, the story of Chelsea Timmins and the couple she found refuge with stands out as a bizarre yet heartwarming incident. Number 3. A wrong turn. In November 2020 in Michigan, an Amazon delivery driver found himself stuck in a golf cart tunnel and blamed his misadventure on his malfunctioning GPS. The incident unfolded at around 2:30 p.m. at the Boulder Point Golf Club in Oxford. Bill Offer, the supervisor in charge of outside services at the golf club, was navigating through the tunnel when he realized that the wayward Amazon truck had blocked his passage. Bill recalled that he went up to the disorientated driver, who seemed apologetic and blamed his GPS for leading him astray. Bill was quick to reject the driver's claim. He told him that he is on a cart path, and the GPS could not lead him there. The tunnel in question was a two-way cart path located beneath a road, and although it may look wide enough to resemble a road, it's actually designated for golf carts. The driver had accidentally made a wrong turn and had not realized that the delivery truck was too large to fit through the tunnel. Bill, initially frustrated, empathized with the driver's situation because he recognized the challenge that the driver was in. Help arrived in the form of a tow truck dispatched to extract the van from the tunnel. The Oakland County Sheriff's Department also responded to ensure that both parties were appropriately covered insurance-wise, as per the report. An Amazon supervisor soon got to the scene to transfer the items from the stranded van to another vehicle. The operation to clear the scene took approximately 90 minutes. Thankfully, no injuries were reported in the incident, and the golf cart tunnel had no serious damage from this unusual encounter. Number 2. A prolonged case. On August 7, 2016, the body of a young missing woman was found in the woods. Angelo Colon Ortiz was arrested in connection with the killing of 27-year-old Vanessa Marcotte in Princeton, Massachusetts. 6 years later, in 2022, he finally pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and unarmed robbery. Colon Ortiz was a former Worcester resident, and he admitted to the charges in Worcester Superior Court. Marcotte, on the other hand, was a Google employee visiting her mother in Princeton in August 2016. She went for a walk but never returned, and her partially naked and burnt body was found in the woods nearby. Colon Ortiz initially claimed that he accidentally struck Marcotte with his vehicle and then panicked, leading to her death, after which he claimed to have placed her in his truck. Later, he admitted to killing her because he feared she would report the incident to her father. Marcotte's body was found with items that tested positive for gasoline and DEET, substances indicating an attempt to destroy the evidence. Surveillance footage showed Colon Ortiz purchasing gas on the day of the incident. DNA evidence matched Colon Ortiz to the crime scene, leading to his arrest in 2017. Despite some legal challenges, the evidence was upheld and he was charged with murder. Marcotte's family opted for Colon Ortiz's guilty plea to spare themselves from the painful details of a trial. During the court hearing, the family members of Marcotte shared impact statements, expressing their loss and pain. The judge acknowledged the tragic loss and the impact on the family. The judge sentenced Cologne Ortiz to 25 years to life in prison for the murder charge and up to 20 years for the unarmed robbery charge. This means he won't be eligible for parole for 45 years due to the combined sentences. Number 1. Panic mode. On November 30th, 2022, a delivery driver got involved in the death of a young girl in North Texas. He later admitted to investigators that he unintentionally struck her with his van before resorting to strangulation. The suspect, 31-year-old Tanner Lynn Horner, said that he was in the process of reversing a FedEx delivery truck when he accidentally hit 7-year-old Anitha Strand. After colliding with Anitha, he panicked, leading him to place her inside the truck. He informed police that despite the collision, the child was not really that injured and was responsive and engaging in conversation with him. Horner then confessed to the detectives that he took the horrific step of ending Anitha's life because he feared that she would inform her father about the incident involving the FedEx truck. He initially tried to break Anitha's neck, but when his efforts failed, he resorted to strangling her to death. The incident began with the report of Anitha going missing from her father and stepmother's house in Paradise, Texas. This started a huge search effort. 2 days later, Horner guided investigators to her lifeless body, which was located in the Wise County town of Boyd, roughly 10 miles away from Paradise. Horner, who worked as a contracted driver for FedEx, had coincidentally delivered a package to the house around the same time Anitha went missing. During a press conference, Anitha's mother, Maitland Gandy, shared that the package delivered by Horner had Anitha's Christmas presents. Gandy emotionally disclosed that the packages included You Can Be Anything Barbies. After Anitha's disappearance, investigators collaborated with Big Topspin, the company contracted by FedEx for package deliveries. They were trying to identify the specific van and driver involved in the delivery. The van, which had cameras on it, captured footage showing the suspect placing a girl who matched Anitha's description inside it. Horner, hailing from Lake Worth, Texas, was put under arrest on charges of capital murder and aggravated kidnapping. His bail is set at $1.5 million as his trial continues, and he could be facing the death penalty. Which one of these delivery mishaps makes you scared of this unpredictable profession? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Bad Badger.